All right, shifting our focus to the big developments coming in from West Asia. Israeli military says it has conducted several extensive strikes overnight on military targets in western Iran. According to the IDF, during the strikes, dozens of surface-to-surface missile storage and launch infrastructure was struck. In addition, surface-to-air missile launchers and UAV storage sites were struck in western Iran. This is the latest that we're getting right now. Israeli military says that it has conducted several extensive strikes overnight on military targets in western Iran. Also, the Israeli strike on the building housing Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting's TV channel has killed at least 3 people, while several others have been wounded, according to a statement by the channel. The Israeli strike on the building housing Islamic Republic of Iran, a broadcasting TV's channel, has killed at least 3 people, while several others have been wounded. This as per a statement by the channel. So this is the latest that we're getting right now. Now for more on this, we're joined by Dr. Zohreh Kharazmi, live from Tehran. She's an assistant professor at American Studies Department in University of Tehran. Dr. Kharazmi, thank you so much for joining us. You're joining us from Tehran. Thank you so much for joining us at such a time. I want to first begin by asking you what the situation on ground is currently.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. Actually, the adventure the Israelis started, as the Supreme Leader mentioned, is not finishing by then. And I think that Iran is doing only the self-defense. And Israeli and Americans indicated how Israel already was a genocidal regime. And so in Iran, we're expecting them to do anything. They have killed and injured more than 1,000 people in these 5 days. But at the same time, we are ready for the self-defense. And I think that the sort of escalation they expected to get in 2 weeks had already gotten 5 days, because Iran is well capable in missile technology. And I think that there is a sort of very firm public demand in Iran that the military officials do the self-defense in a very professional manner.
Right. Now, Dr. Kharazmi, of course, if we were just to listen to some of the comments that have been coming in from Israel as well, when Netanyahu has said that killing the assassination of the Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, will end this war. How do you assess such statements?
I think that, first of all, we should take it serious, because we had already the experience of, for example, Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah in Lebanon, that with 80, kilograms of the bombs, it was assassinated, and using the nuclear and the nuclear gas, for example. But at the same time, I think the Iran situation is absolutely different, because even the underground missile, bases was not touched by them. Then, let alone the Supreme Leader, that for sure it's would be protected in specific protocols. So I think that many of the sort of expressions and statements are the war propaganda.
Right. Now, at the time that we are hearing such statements from the other side, from the United States, we are hearing that there is hope that Iran may come back to the negotiations table and that there can be a negotiated peace deal going forward. Do you think that's a possibility at this point of time? Because we know the United States and Iran were already engaged in talks, even though they were at an impasse. Do you think that's still a possibility?
Actually, we already had been on the negotiation table when Israelis abruptly and with no excuses actually committed that crimes and do the armed attack actually against Iran. And you know that Trump self-quotes indicate that the United States have been well aware, and they're accompanying, and they have the coalition against us. So I think that that sort of pressure doesn't work, and it's a sort of ridiculous statement by them that we had been in the table negotiations. They are pressuring us to surrender. They're pressuring us to sacrifice our very basic rights to have the nuclear energy. And I don't think that Iranians would actually surrender against such pressure. And at the same time, Trump indicated that how deceitful he is, how Americans are untrustful. So I don't think that sort of pressure works here.
All right. So what you're saying is that at this point, it's very hard to trust the United States, and that's why the negotiations may not happen. That's all right. So that being said, what do you see? How do you see this panning out in the days forward? Of course, we've been talking about the role of the United States as well, how much it is involved in this. It has said that it's not militarily involved either, but it has said that it has taken a defensive posture in West Asia. So how do you assess that, and what are the coming few days going to look like?
Actually, the United States had already been engaged. You know, the UK, Germany, and there's some Arab states, Azerbaijan. There are lots of evidences that Turkey, all these countries had already been engaged because just fueling the bombers, I don't know, using their technology, all indicated that they're already, and also the political complicit. So for us, I think that there is very essential. And it's a very high unity inside Iran and a very high public demand that we continue and keep on with self-defense in a very strong manner. And I think that as Israelis are actually reacting, you see that their society would not actually tolerate that situation. They are not in the situation to tolerate Iran's efficient attacks and Iran missile power. And I think it works.
Right. Of course, we've also been hearing some reports that Israel may be using phone tracking technology to, of course, deal a blow to some of the top leadership command. Do you have any inputs on this? Do you know if those reports are to be true? Have there been any instances?
Actually, just it's the act of terror and the breaking the international humanitarian laws. Is well possible, any sort of that by this genocidal regime. And you know that yesterday, for example, even the national TV was just attacked here, that absolutely against the international humanitarian law. So I'm not talking about any impossibility by the Israeli side because they already indicated how liar they are, how genocidal they are. But what I'd like to emphasize on is that this side is well prepared. Iran is having thousands of missiles, and the people are determined to stand against Israel this time.
Right, absolutely. And just coming back to what we were discussing earlier, Iran has been saying that the United States is completely complicit when it comes to Israel's preemptive strikes. Operation Rising Lion is what it calls it. That being said, what implications does this escalation have for future nuclear diplomacy with Iran or maybe in the region?
Yes, it's absolutely possible. I think that if the international community likes to end it, actually, they should enter maybe China, Russia, European countries, some European countries that are wise enough to know about the energy. The energy prices may go up even to $300. And you can imagine that what happens. The whole human, actually, the whole world. Economy may come down. So this is something, the situation that the Israelis and the Americans had created. So I think that they should be accountable for. And we have no way except the self-defense. So maybe in future we have a very bad actually the misery, not only in the region, but in the world.
Right, and of course you are in Tehran, so I just wanted to once again get an idea of how you assess the risk to civilians and infrastructure there.
Everyday life is normally doing here, and of course some families had sheltered maybe just around the cities, but this is something very normal. I myself in my home, and I think that many people are just doing their everyday life as normal. And as I said, the unity that came back, you know, that in some recent years we had fractions, we had even some critical points of view came up because of the economic situation. But now Israel made the situation that the sort of unprecedented unity came back to the country, and everyone from all extremes of the political spectrum are in the position of self-defense and the legitimacy of Iran to have its own rights. And even the demand for accessing to new technologies and developing actually more defensive power is a serious demand now.
Dr. Krazmi, please stay on with us. We have some big developments which are coming in right now. Please do stay on with us.